Okay, so this is a how to complete titrations calculation video. So a couple of points first of all. Why are we carrying out these calculations? They're used to calculate the concentration of a solution. So we'll be talking about a neutralization reaction, and it might be that you don't know the concentration of the acid or the alkali, so you'd complete this calculation in order to work out the concentration of that solution. Now, frequently in an exam question, what they will do at GCSE is they'll give you a table of results for the titration to start off with. So they might have the volumes of the acid that you've had to use in 4 or 5 titrations in a results table. And the first thing that they'll ask you to do in the exam question is to calculate the mean volume of solution that was used. The important thing to remember is that those titer results need to be concordant with one another, and that means within plus or minus 0.2 centimetres cubed. Quite often they'll chuck a random one in there that's outside of that range, just to try and trip you up. So don't forget, you need to make sure that they're all similar value, there's no anomalies. If there is an anomaly, ignore it. So this is the steps that you would then take to do the titration calculation. So as I said, in an exam question, you would start by calculating the volume. I've put acid here, it could be the other way around, but frequently it would be the acid. So you calculate the mean volume of the acid from the titer results. Then what you need to do is calculate the number of moles of the solution with the known concentration. So the solution that they've given you the concentration for, work out the number of moles of that one. Then you work out the moles ratio of acid to alkali, and therefore you'll know the number of moles of the other solution. And then you can use all of that to calculate the concentration of the unknown solution. Remembering that you need to use that equation there, so the concentration is the number of moles divided by the volume. It's important that your volume has been converted into decimeters cubed, unless the question asks for you to quote the concentration per centimetre cubed, but it's unlikely. So make sure you convert that volume into decimeters. And then your units for concentration are moles per decimetre cubed. And just a quick reminder, how to convert centimetres cubed to decimeters, you just divide by 1,000. So decimetre is the chemical term essentially for a litre. Okay, so what does that look like in an exam question? What I've done, the questions that have been uploaded onto Google Classroom have got how AQA would lay it out with a table of results as well. This is generally more of how you would see it in A level, because they're expecting you to do the whole calculation straight off the bat. Whereas at GCSE, what they're more likely to do is break it down into 4 or 5 parts and give you a couple of marks each time. Okay, so if we look at this question here, you've got 25.4 centimetres cubed of a 0.5 mole per decimetre cubed solution of NaOH is used to neutralise 20.1 centimetres cubed of HCl. Calculate the concentration of the acid. Now, if you remember, what I told you to do when we did these in class is to draw yourself out a table. So you've got alkali and acid, and then the 3 pieces of information that you need to know. So you've got concentration, moles, and volume. And then you can, that table will help you then to see what information you need. Don't forget, the question is asking us to calculate the concentration of the acid, so that is our unknown. That's the X that we're trying to work out. So at the top of the question, we've got 25 centimetres cubed of 0.5 mole per decimetre cubed NaOH. So this is the volume and this is the concentration. So my concentration I can put straight in. My volume of NaOH is currently in centimetres, so I need to convert that to decimeters by dividing by 1,000. And then over this side, I've got 20.1 centimetres cubed of the acid, so again divide that by 1,000. Okay, so we're in a situation where we can see that although it's asking me to calculate the concentration of the acid, I've only got one value to put into that equation, so I can't do anything with the acid at the moment. But what I can do is I've got 2 pieces of information for the alkali, so I can actually work out the number of moles from that. So if we remember that concentration is moles over volume, So if we rearrange that equation to make moles the subject, so we need the concentration times the volume. And that's my moles of alkali. So I now know that this is 0.0127 moles. Okay. In order to be able to translate that over to the number of moles of acid, I need to have a balanced symbol equation. So I'm just going to go back up here for a second and draw myself out a balanced symbol equation. Now again, in the exam at GCSE, they may well have given you the equation already, or they may have given it you and asked you to balance it before you've moved on to this bit. But you should be able to remember by now that acid plus an alkali makes salt plus water. And that balances as it is. I don't need to do anything. And if I look at the stoichiometry at the beginning of the equation, remember that just means the big numbers that we would have at the front here. If I look at the stoichiometry, I can see the ratio is 1 mole of NaOH to 1 mole of acid. So in your exam you would write ratio alkali to acid is 1 to 1. Therefore that's also the number of moles of acid. Now hopefully you can see that I have a volume of acid and I've got a number of moles of acid, so I can now do the concentration of the acid. It's equal to my number of moles, which was 0.0127. 01. Okay. And that would be your answer. As I say, AQA likely to break that down into stages. So the first part, like I said, might balance the equation, calculate the mean titer value from the table of results, then work out the number of moles of alkali, then work out the number of moles of acid, then put it all together to work out the concentration of the acid. They're unlikely to give it you as one question. So I'm just going to go through one more with you. And this one is slightly different. I want to show you this one because when we use something like sulfuric acid, you can see from the equation for sulfuric it's H2SO4, call that diprotic. It's got 2 protons in there, 2 hydrogens, and that's going to affect the stoichiometry of the equation when you balance it. If we write a balanced symbol equation for that, what salt am I going to make? You should be able to tell me that. You mix sodium sulfate and I need to make that balance now. There we go. So now you can see if we look at the stoichiometry over here, for every 1 mole of acid I've got 2 moles of alkali, so that's going to change things slightly when we come to the number of moles part. So let's have a go at doing this one. It might be that you want to pause me now and have a go at this yourself, that's fine, but I'll carry on drawing it out underneath. So first step is to do my table. It's perfectly acceptable to do this in the exam, just make sure you draw a line through it afterwards so the examiner knows to ignore it. Okay. So in this question it's asking me to calculate the concentration of the sulfuric acid. So that one there is my unknown value again. I've got 32.8 centimetres cubed of H2SO4, so that's my volume. So divide it by 1,000 to put it into decimetres. and it's used to neutralise 40 centimetres cubed over 1 mole per decimetre cubed NaOH. So this is my concentration of NaOH, and my volume is here, converted into decimetres to give me that. The next step, exactly the same as before. I can't do anything over here because I've only got one known value and two unknowns, but I can work out the number of moles here from these two values. So my moles of NaOH is the concentration times the volume, which is 1 times 0.04. Okay. Like last time, now we've got that number of moles, we can say, okay, what's the ratio of acid to alkali, so we can work out the number of moles of acid here. So I go back up here, I've got twice the number of moles of alkali as I have acid, so I would write ratio alkali to acid is 2 to 1. So if it's 2 to 1 and that's my number of moles of alkali, I know I've got half the number of moles of acid. So we can go and put that up here. Now I know those two values, I can just bring them back into the equation we had right at the beginning and work out my concentration of acid. Okay. The important things to remember: convert your volume to decimeters, make sure you've done a balanced symbol equation. You can't assume that the ratio of acid to alkali is 2 to 1, particularly on the triple paper and particularly higher tier. That's going to how they're going to push that grade 8 and 9 barrier for you. I will upload, like I said, some Google Classroom questions so that you can have a go. They're not compulsory homework, but if you want to hand them in, I'm happy to have a look at them for you.